So I'm here getting my tires changed, and I was watching the mechanics while they do their wonderful, very skilled trade, and I thought this might be a perfect time to introduce one of my projects that I've been doing on the background, which is related to a skilled trade. My family and I are planning on building a skill acquisition center in Nigeria. And God willing, my plan is to run it myself. As I have a little bit of experience with education, I love education. I actually thought I would be a teacher, but that didn't happen. Long story. Perhaps I can do another podcast on that, on kind of the challenges people like me, in developing countries face when not properly exposed to all these different things, that eventually we pick up something that we like and pursue, instead of just pursuing something that just sounds great. Like I've been saying I want to be a doctor without even knowing, without knowing a single thing about being a doctor, or being exposed to being a doctor. But that's kind of the thing, that's kind of the prevailing circumstance that I found myself in. Anyway, so that's for another time. So, yeah, we are planning on building a skill acquisition center. It's a multi-year project. It's going to take so many years because we are the only one funding it. So, right now, we're in the process of acquiring almost an acre of land, about 0.91 acre, which is roughly about 200 by 200, 40,000 square meters of land. I'm excited for this project. I have lots of plans that I'm planning to go into this project. But the basic thing will be, sorry, I got talking with the guy working on my car. He came to tell me that so I brought 2 cars and I want the tires switched. So one of the car was on because I have to jump start it before it could start, because the engine is totally condemned on that car and I'm not willing to spend anything on it. I'm basically going to take it to sell it to someone who is willing to buy it and sell it for parts. So he came to tell me that they're almost done, that the other car died, because we thought we should left it on. Anyways, so basically the center will be, what we'll be doing there is to basically teach skills, trades. If you want to be a carpenter, we'll teach you. If you want to learn how to do graphic design, we'll teach you. I think the future of education is not going to be the regular 6 years in primary school and some years before that, and then another 6 years in secondary school. It's not going to be like that, or university. I think the future of education would be you learn how to read and write. You would go and learn what you want to become. You can read and write. You want to be a pilot, you go learn how to be a pilot. You want to become a software engineer, you want to become a doctor, you go to learn how to become a doctor. I think that's what the future of school will be. The only reason why schools are the way they are is because of government. Government has not liberalized education. No, I shouldn't say government. Government is not a person. People have not liberalized education. So I think but either way, that is going to be a thing of the past. Whether or not whether or not people decides to make their government dismantled, basically the public education system and all this, you have to spend certain years in school, all of that. Once that is dismantled, the nature of education will change and will be a lot better for it. But I definitely think the future of education is going to be, you can read and write, you can do a little critical thinking, a little mathematics on your own. You are ready to learn what you want to become, and you save lots of time going to education through our system. So that's what we are doing. I'm really excited for this project. But yeah, I think one way my project further advance what I'm advocating, which is freedom, is to liberalize, to free, especially the institution of learning, because we need to free that. We need to get that out of government control. That is education. Completely out of government control. Schooling will be a lot cheaper. People will spend less time going to school. Things will be efficient. Education will be efficient. So that goes hand in hand with what I'm preaching. So basically, I am putting my money again where my mouth is. I am advancing the cause of free choice, of freedom, of liberty. I will definitely update anyone who listens to this podcast about the progress of the Trade Center. I like that name, Trade Center. I don't want any of those fancy names that Nigerians like. Nigerians really like big words. Skill Acquisition Center. But I like Trade Center. So yeah, I will definitely update as time goes by, but this is definitely going to be a many, at least 5-year or more project, since I'm going to be the only one funding it, except if something drastically change in terms of our financial affairs. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. I really, really appreciate you listening and taking your time. Thank you. I will talk to you soon.